Okay, we're back. You're just in time for you guys to hear beeps and boops about the game getting started. I am worried, though, because Twitch appears to maybe be having some hiccups again, so if you guys are watching the stream, maybe don't leave. And
Never leave us.
Yeah, this isn't like a needy, like, oh my god, we need the viewers, nobody leave. Oh! But this is like, you might actually not be able to come back if you choose to leave.
Sounded like a parrot or something.
Alright, well, apparently we have no mods online, and this has been a real big problem recently, guys. I've actually asked our head mod to look at possibly trying to recruit some new mods to help fill some of the roles, like running bets and just timing out dicks. But he's starting with a quick pool, so I'm going to run to do bets. Zombie Grub, intros and camera is on you.
Okay. In the bottom right is the red Zerg. He is Bly. Taking a gas, too. In the top left is the green Zerg. It is Elazer. Going for a hatch first, but we'll pay very close attention to whether or not he goes for extra drones or a pool. Actually, we get to see, I guess, what I was talking about last game in effect here, only 2 minutes later, which is kind of cool. So as you can see, he builds 2 more drones, whereas Snoot just literally went for the 15, I think it was, pool. Even takes a gas with one of those drones first. But then just builds them, so not like a 19 pool, which would be like really, really the greediest thing you could do. Like insanely greedy, 18 or 19. So it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. And Bly is fully committing to this. Now it looks like he is, when I say fully committing, I'm gonna take it back a little bit. Only 2 out of 3 in the gas geysers, so I guess he's only gonna be going for banelings. Speed could come at a much later time, but it's not like speed first then banelings that you can see from other such builds. As I understand it, some Zerg players think that one is much better than the other, but I don't know. I see the benefit of having banelings fast and also having speed fast. But the lings are already on the way over. They were scouted by Elazer's Overlord. Not really too secret here. Odyssey has one really main path in the middle, but you can kind of skirt around it. Bly just didn't bother. So Elazer can mentally prepare, as well as immediately use all of his larvae in those lings. So he starts his own speed, and this is where if he does hold with any amount of drones left over, he can really counterattack and do pretty well with. The Spine Crawler in this game also makes, I think, again, like it looked like Snoot really needed it last game because he just lost so hard to the drone and ling pool, but I'm not sure he really did. But I think if it's against a Baneling nest, any type of gas, basically, I think you're going to need that Spine Crawler. Trades 4 for 1 Baneling. I don't think that was on purpose, but it looked like it was. He might just really be trying to get all the Banelings out of the equation, no matter what the cost. But 3 more are on the way, so kind of questionable. Okay. Well, the Spine Crawler is available, but the second queen died in the natural, so she can't help block this out. This queen gets surrounded, I guess, in loose terms. There really weren't that many lings. And the Banelings are used on the queen, which I'm not sure was a good idea from Bly, who is trying to reinforce, but of course without his own speed, he's taking quite some time. And yeah, he's just not gonna have speed. The question is, did he do enough damage? No. I'd say that's a pretty sure no. It looked very suspicious when Elazer was using all of his lings and lost that second queen. But I think the size of the map and just the lack of speed to back this up really hurt Bly's follow-up chances. So it looks like Elazer's holding the hatchery. He held all of his drones. He has speed. He's getting his own Baneling nest, even though he might not really need one. And Bly didn't go for his own hatchery. You know, that's something you do when you don't get the gas and you fit in the hatchery, and maybe just the droning behind it was worthwhile. But Bly started to drone 1 or 2. He really couldn't do it for very long. There is a counterattack on the way, and he needed Banelings and he needed more lings.
Okay, hello, I'm back. Sorry about that, and thank you. Let me get the camera to be less jerky, hopefully. There we go.
Yeah. Beautiful. Bly is in a world of trouble, though. Down 5 drones, even if he holds against this, it's going to be difficult, and speed only just starting for him. This is dangerous.
Oh. Well, you know what? For a guy without speed, he gets some really nice connects, but even though I'm just sitting down, even I can see that worker lead is quite the discrepancy. Yeah,
and of course the entire hatchery is up, so larva injects can start to really snowball. Give Elazer an even bigger lead. It might use an Overlord, which kind of sucks. I was just thinking, it's kind of funny, but having slow lings sometimes helps against Baneling attacks, doesn't it? because sometimes you just literally run into the Bane lane, but slow links can't do that.
I mean, it's the same logic of saying, like, well, you don't want to charge lots then, because charge into the Bane lanes. Well, yeah. Well, regardless of silliness or control, otherwise, Bly does hang in there, and he's not dead, but still behind, for sure.
Yeah. But it really is, like, compounds, right? Because without that speed, the control that Elazer got, even though he did end up kind of wasting his lings because of the attack into the main ramp, I still think he's going to have maybe the better chance of getting a third base faster. And just, yeah, exactly, like controlling and scouting too, as Bly's been limited on scouting since the very beginning attack. And Elazer does get a faster third base. And if Bly tries to get one, he might be able to defend it, but he'll have 6 less workers and as such less army.
I just feel like this is going to suck for Bly no matter how he plays this out. This is like really behind. And the thing is, like, okay, you can argue, well, Bly can maybe just drone and eventually he'll catch up because they cap out on bases. You're not going to want more than 32 workers, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, though, at the end of the day, Elazer gets to his saturation point faster. He gets a third base up, so it's even more saturation potential. That's better mining. But regardless, if he were to stop at the same time Bly stops, like right now, nobody made any more drones, Elazer would still have the bigger army.
Yeah. He already has so much invested. The Roach Sporn's on the way, Evolution Chamber, layers for both of them, but the third hatchery is probably the biggest marker here about the earlier drone lead and the bank that it accrued for Elazer. I mean, it's not really going to be affecting him that much now with only 42 drones, but very soon he'll be transferring drones there and actually using it. Bly is going to be going for... I think it's a smart move. I mean, it's kind of a difficult call to make because, yeah, it comes down to a numbers game when it's roaches to roaches, but sometimes they overcommit looking for the easy kill, and that's when your defender's advantage really works out for you. If he goes for a lair, or a spire rather, off of that lair,
why? That's
not quite the same thing. And he's going to let the... I mean, it was kind of obvious anyways, but just lets the Link scout the spire going down. The spire is such an open opportunity for attack. Doesn't cancel the third base either. Jeez.
Yeah, this is problems. This is such big problems. And even if these spines complete and he's able to hold off, I think the thing is the Roach is going to hit at such a nice timing. That Spire, there's not going to be enough mutas out in time, but I think if, in some weird scenario, Bly can hold on and actually get mutas out. We saw some great control out of him. He knows how to use them. He killed Snoot with them, for goodness sake. He can certainly kill a Laser with them. But there's such a big if, because he's going to need like 5 spine crawlers to hold on. This is going to be Banelings busting through this too.
I don't think he can hold up against the Roaches. The Banelings don't really do very much to the spine. Well, I just want to just cancel one and kill the other one. And this one's going to die to the Roaches anyway, so confused.
Of course, Banelings will crash into the Roaches, and they'll do a moderate amount of damage, but still going to be tough. Lings flood in. If the Roaches can just soak all the Baneling hits, maybe Elazer's Lings can overrun, but that's not even going to happen. Ravagers are made, things are healed, and GG's get called. Elazer will take game number 1. Anyway, so the bets are running, but they're kind of automated, so I don't know if they're good or broken or what, but I'll make sure to pay those out at the end of the series, guys. Feels bad, man. It feels like, I know we've had this issue in the past where like we'll fluctuate like active mods on and off, but it feels like this last week we've really just been modless.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sad. It's a little bit sad. I was just going to wait for Matt Pick for game 2 to come out, guys, so small break in the meantime. And thank you, Republic Bun, for the sub. See you guys soon. All right, map number 2 in this best of 5. Spawning here in the lower right side of the map. You may have had an awkward and not so good game number 1. Hopefully you can make up for it now. Some bits coming in too. In the bottom right, it's Bly.
In the top left is the green Zerg. He is Elazer.
Duddles from Mod 2017. Well, just as an FYI, for those who are unaware, we don't actually handle mods here on the channel. That's all Mr. Boris Makarov, who's the current mod president-elect. Elected
yes.
Mod president? However you want to phrase that. So, the thing is, like, a lot of people, it gets really irritating. Like, I'll be in Nate's chat hanging out or someone else's chat. They're like, "Can you unban me, Rifkin?" And I have to explain, like, no, because I don't do that. That's up to the mods. So you've got to sort it with one of them, not me. Zongrab and I kind of learned like a long time, like two years back, something plus at this point. If we're too focused on chat, we're gonna get mad. We're gonna start banning people. Like, anger leads to a lot of lost fans, and we decided it's just best if we don't. That way we can stay impartial to everything.
Yeah, plus it just gets really annoying after a while because we don't have direct access to the chat log. As a PSA, real quick, for people who are thinking of applying, it's not just being in chat and timing people, although that is helpful. There's a bit more to being a BaseTradeTV mod than maybe some other channels. But anyways, gotta shove it to the side as Bly had to go for another early pool. And once again, he went for the Banelings over speed. Like, you can go speed and Banelings, so you can really all in. But going for the Banelings first is going to appear very quickly, more than very quickly, and Elazer's going to have to deal with it just like last time. And I think Elazer did roughly the same build, but I didn't quite catch it. Oh, you know what? He might have gone for a pool. No, wait. There's a timeout. Well, he has Lings and the Queens on the way anyway.
Yeah, not enough time to kill the hatchery, especially with the drones being pulled. This looks so weirdly deja vu, but...
This is where it's so dangerous to be going up with someone who's going for Banelings right after their early pool, is that you pull the drones.
He's going to see this too. This is important. So I want to point out, Snoot actually did this as well, where he had pulled drones off to the side to look for this, but of course there's no Banelings in that game, so it didn't really matter. This game, all these drones are out of position, and while the Banelings won't necessarily like one-shot them, they'll take care of the Lings, allowing Bly's Lings to run rampant, but looks like that Baneling at the bottom of the ramp popped off on nothing, and this ends up not working out too badly. It didn't win the game here for Bly, but you'll notice how badly the economy was disrupted with the drone pull plus kills.
Yeah, and Bly didn't commit as fast to it. He's still making Lings and Banelings, but he had time to fit in a hatchery too. So this looks a lot better. Now Elazer still has, he already has 2 queens, and he already has a hatchery up and ready to go, but, this game he didn't have speed. He stalled out on it for a second, missing 4 gas.
So I guess I had to respond to something there.
Is he ever going to take that 4 gas? I don't know. Time will tell. He has seen Ling still coming forward, I think, from 1 or 2 of his overlords. That's why he's taking it a little bit seriously, going to the ramp after all. But both of them are delaying speed. Bly now over 100 gas, just still isn't getting it. I mean, in other builds too, there are situations where you just go right into roaches anyways. But because Elazer had already mined so much, I thought for sure he was going to get speed. And there he goes back to mining gas. A very quick lair instead. I did not expect that from Elazer. Sure, Bly loves his quick lairs, but Elazer goes for very quick lair, but still goes for Roach and Evolution Chamber. So he is skipping speed and just using the 100 gas to go to the higher tech. So a bit slower of a third for him then, whereas Bly is really going to take control of the map and the thirds.
I don't know how to really assess this, right? Like, it's something where Bly did some pretty nice opening damage, for sure. But his own hatchery was late, and his drone count took a while to catch up, and it's still even a little bit behind now as he makes more and more Lings, so I guess this next attack really is going to be like, gotta win the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is the right move. He sees the third base still hasn't been taken, but he doesn't see the Roach Horn or the Evolution Chamber. Because if third base is being taken, that's the Lings on top of it immediately, and it's probably going to die. But since it's being delayed in a very safe way, because Lazer's going for roaches, I don't think Bly's really going to be able to use his Lings like he would want. It's not like 40 Lings, I guess, but it is definitely delaying his drones, and now I guess it's going to be 40 Lings as he makes 12 more. Just stop to get that hatchery. But if a Elazer doesn't leave any holes open, which is a big if, the point of having speedlings, they're quick and they'll get in through all types of places. I think he has enough to hold and then just safely expand. And he's going to be up 13 workers for it. Oh, but his queens are being protected, it looks like. No, they're not. They're just going for the Overlord. Can't even transfuse? Okay. He could throw a transfuse out, but those queens are absolutely dead. At least they gave warning. So he even goes for a wall, He didn't really need to do a full wall. Well, he might have. There's a lot of banelings on the way.
Well, even wall aside, I mean, there's just so many roaches.
Yeah. It is very scary, though, to wall off of those roaches against, like, what could have been, like, 15 banelings, as 8 more just finished up. And they are in a corner, so Splash is affecting quite a lot of them. Barely gets another wall down, though, so that soaks up about 3 banelings.
He's held here rather well.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the resources lost, and Bly's, of course, still down like 10 workers from this. Like, there's roaches now to compete with, and he's just going to make the low-health roaches into full-health Ravagers. I mean, yikes. That was no damage done, basically.
Yeah, very, I mean, if Elazer didn't have quick thinking, and if he was any greedier on the third base, then he might get overwhelmed. But that was a pretty perfect fold. Down to even the second evolution chamber that was built, soak up like 3 banelings, was pretty cool. And Elazer, while he doesn't have as much of a drone lead anymore, Bly did, as soon as the attack failed, build like 13 workers. He had it for a very long time, so there's a very large green spike on the income graph. Well, the Lings are over here, so they're not defending. And Elazer has like 10 roaches moving into Bly's natural. And that looks like it's going to be game.
It's a really anticlimactic one. But yeah, Elazer takes it now with a 2-0 lead in the series. Of course, it is a best of 5, not a best of 3, so Bly still has 1 more life in him. But I really thought that this series would have been a lot closer and a lot less one-sided, but this has been really tough for Bly.
I thought the exact same thing for the last series for Snoot, and then Bly 2-0'd him. So, ZvZ. I don't know. Oh, so... we had to get to Apollo to the vet, right? So we're waiting for the map. And they had to shave his chin to see what it looked like, the acne. He's got a little bald spot on his chin. It's so cute. It's also so sad though, because it's all like bumpy, but it's so cute. It's just buying time.
Sorry. So I was just reaching out to Corsair, and that's needing to reply quickly here, guys. So that's not an excuse, but an explanation for the bad observing. But I'm actually pretty sure. So I thought the middle mouse wheel thing was a problem, but you know what? I think this might just be 2 years of wear and tear because it's actually like loose.
Oh.
This has been a great mouse though. Like if I'm gonna be real, I have gone through God knows how many mice, and I'm not gonna try and like oversell this, but the scimitar has served me really well with no issues until now for like 2.5 years. Although I will say what's funny is I'm looking at this now. Oh, let me get in the game. I don't know if the camera will pick this up in definition or not. The side thing here is okay. It's gonna be a little bit gross. My fingers have been on it for years, right? But this little indent you see right here, that's not part of the mouse. That's just my pinky digging into the side of it for years.
Jeez.
Anyways, yeah, so they said they'll ship me out a new one, which would be great and awesome. Cool.
I always think that one day the sensor will stop working on my mouse.
You know what?
There's so much cat hair in it.
Yeah, okay, so that's where I thought you were going with this. That's the one thing I have noticed since I moved out. I've not had to deal with my sensor going all weird because there's been cat hair in it. I love my cat and I miss her dearly and I would never trade her out for this, but that does appear to be one of the small upsides. And ooh, a hiccup leads into a gasp because he canceled the larva because he's going to try and finish it off with an early pool. In the top right side of the map, we got the green Zerg player. It is Elazer.
In the bottom left is the red Zerg. He is Bly, also going for an early pool. We'll see if it's the exact same. So far it is. You know, Elazer messaged me asking, did he transfer his drones from the main to the natural last game? I thought it was interesting. I guess we might have missed it, but Bly might have tried to fake out Elazer even more about what he was going to do.
Ah.
I don't know why else he asked me, but we weren't looking.
I didn't think to look for it. No, so that's
It
interesting.
didn't matter anyways, because even if it did try and fake him out, it didn't work. But it could have been a cool thing to note. But no, like, we're watching two gasless pools go up against each other. It's very funny. They're going to potentially just meet in the middle of the map and be like,
Well,
oh, okay, see you later, and disengage.
So that's what I'm wondering. Do you just take the middle path because it's the quickest, or do you try and skirt around the overlords and end up missing each other entirely? Like, this could be a very interesting dynamic depending on how these lings are controlled moving through the map.
I'm not sure, actually. I don't know the Zerg player's reasoning for hiding versus not.
Well, the Elazer's not going to be shy about this.
Neither is Bly.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so they'll meet in the
Kind of what I
middle.
expected. There was a cool attempt to use the sight blockers, but they both knew. So why?
So I'm giggling, but there's actually a lot of precision to the way they were handling that back off and engage to this fight. But this is still just silly to watch.
It is. Key differences could be, though, like, again, they're going gasless, and they're both about to scout that. So I think one of the reasons they're really trying to push the chokes here is that in case speed, like, popped on anyone, they would at least have the choke to block them off for a little while longer. Oh, but it totally backfires on Bly.
Man,
I was gonna say, like, anyone who makes just, like, 2 or 4 more lings suddenly has this, like, big lead when you get us around, and exactly what happened.
This might be a bit much. Even if he gets Queen set to assist, that's a lot of lings from Elazer that survived. Just the surround is going to do so much damage. Keep the red lings in the back, the full one seat the damage, and the Queen dies, but he's backing away.
I'm surprised by that. He might be a little worried that, like, Bly's lings have already gone across the map and he didn't see them. Or maybe just waiting for them in the heal, I don't know. Because either way, like, no matter what happens, he took a better fight. His link survived and Bly's didn't, so at the very least he'll have more drones.
Okay, that's true, but I feel like this was a wasted opportunity because, well, maybe not over-dedicating and committing to, like, a loss. I think he could have easily taken a good trade there, even with the Queen in present.
Yeah. I do agree, but just playing it very safe there. As I said, though, he still takes a lead, and not just because of the earlier lings, where he didn't have to replace the lings like Bly did, but also because Bly's going for speed, whereas the Elazer held off on gas, actually, just only getting now double gas, so kind of like an old school tactic, usually reserved for maps that is very easy to wall off on. And while you see them walling off one section of their base, there's another section on Defender's Landing. And I don't know, I don't think you can, oh no, you can wall, well, the creep streamer, okay. He's on top of it. If he can wall that off, then he's fine, but he's about to lose a lot of lings here. All the lings. All the lings. That wasn't a suspicious amount. He should always. He doesn't lose all of them. That's Bly's fault. Bly has speed and has like 10 more lings in the back. I like that Bly's keeping up the charade though. Even at the cost of a few too many lings, I would say.
Yeah, but he didn't want to lose the Queen, and the speed finishes, so he pulls the trigger, comes with the attack. Now, Elazer did knock down this wall, so there's only like the one side to attack from, but even then, I feel like Bly's is going to have overwhelming numbers. These Queens will take so long to shoot them down. The spine callers aren't up yet. They should be able to chew through this wall.
Yeah. This is any longer of a map. That's like a very important distinction. You know, a little bit more health and all these walls. And
oh, the secondary wall, though. What?
That is a secondary wall. Yeah, he's focus firing the ones that are officially walled off now. Well, now I should get the spine crawlers.
Even then, though, there's Queens here with transfuses, so they can plug that gap, and Bly is... This is everything for Bly. He's got the army supply. If he can get these Queens down, he's going to overrun. But the transfuse is good on that first one. There's another transfuse holstered and ready. He pulls the weak one back. These Queens are holding it best they can, and it looks like it might just be enough.
I love the spore crawlers. A little bit cheaper. The spore crawlers.
He shouldn't have let them finish, but still.
Yeah, he has a lot of money that he could make up for it if he lost a couple of drones.
I mean, yeah, the thing, Bly doesn't have like any workers behind us. Elazer can lose like 15 workers and still be ahead.
Yeah. Tries to wall off, misses it. Lings in the main
15
base.
More workers.
Yeah, the lings are providing a good enough hole. I mean, like, speed is helpful to get surrounds, but the wall is working out for Elazer. Queen finally pops to save the drones in the main base. He loses 7, but Bly is still committing to this. He has no banelings. Another wall is already set up.
This is, I almost wanted to kill that one Evo chip, but you know, I just realized as these full ones die, Broodlings will come out. Free lings.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's gonna have to disengage, giving more time to build a secondary wall.
I love
actually
he's
managed to wrap around.
Yeah, I love he's moving the spore call.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
He's like, I've actually got these alive. Why not use them?
So stupid. Oh,
So
it's
smart.
genius.
Oh, but it's not a wall,
It's
so
so
never mind. It's garbage.
Oh, spore crawlers, not the best thing to wall with.
No, it's like one of these command centers.
Oh, the spore crawlers suck.
Well, spine crawlers are pretty good. So actually, wow, that's really not a wall. The queen can fit through that. Are you?
Can you not wall with spore crawlers? I
You
thought
must
could
be
wall
able
with
to.
anything.
You must be able to. That's just like something stupid, weird diagonal. I don't know.
I thought you could wall with anything. So that's.
You
He
can,
was in a hurry. I don't know.
You can wall a wrench. You can wall a ball.
Roaches are finally on the way, though. That roach warren that was a secondary wall, or a tertiary wall, really, finally is in effect for a real reason, and that's to build roaches.
Oh, just taking my deep breath here. On one hand, like, it's impressive that Bly was able to do that sort of hide the lings and surprise attack, right, to Elazer. On the other hand, Elazer so very barely held this. I mean, there was something like 26 lings present against 3 queens and like 5 zerglings.
Yeah. Those secondary walls were amazing. Very important.
So shut the blast shields!
I'm sure he had a suspicion this is a possibility, too. Like, Bly was very cool, trying to hide it for as long as possible, but I'm sure Elazer's like, it's Defender's Landing, it's Bly, there's an early pool, how is he not going to be more aggressive? So that probably helps, too, to have that mental preparation.
I can't believe we wasted the opportunity to shout hold the door while that was going on. Thank you, Bacon Hero, for letting us know.
Oh, yeah. Thank you to Erd Beer Gnome.
Hey, 12 months!
One resub.
Partoof time!
And taco stuff. I'm having tacos tonight. 5 months.
What's her name?
Oh, you. I would have not expected anything else.
Good.
Queen placed in a protective little corner there. Bly is not droned at all. I want to like make that clear. Maybe 1, maybe 2. But
This is
there's
continual.
been no point where he's like, you know what, maybe I'll make a run of drones first. Because there is something to be said about them both mining out of minerals.
Nah. Bly doesn't have drones to mine out.
Exactly, but a laser does.
Yeah.
To contain him on 2 bases. This game's totally over.
If Bly was working towards anything else, maybe hypotheticals start popping up, but really, the one thing that was causing Elazer trouble is he had a terrible wall that kept letting lings through. Now that the queens are in hold position, like, this was not a problem. He kept everything else out from getting in. And while this is going to be a big opening in a wall soon to be, it's still, he's got all the roaches. It doesn't matter. There's no possible scenario where Bly could take on all these roaches.
Hmm. And if he does manage to squeeze by the roaches, he'll lose his own hatchery.
Whoa.
And the laser has more roaches on the way.
Are you seeing like random frame drops there, or is that just me?
That was just you.
Okay.
I can't really tell. The laggy camera makes it weird.
Yeah, it felt like I was suddenly watching a laggy camera for like 1 or 2 seconds. Well, regardless, moving in with the roaches for the kill move, and this is probably going to be it. Bly's lings are going to do the best they possibly can, but it's not going to be enough. Even if the roaches weren't in this perfect Sim City, they got each other's backs, literally. The laser lost 3 roaches this game. GG.
And a ton of buildings.
A ton of buildings, but 3 roaches is the important part. Okay, well, that's going to wrap up this week's Corsair Cup. Congratulations to Elazer. Not only will he win first place, surprising, he will also now pretty much be invited and set to go for that monthly finals, the Season 5 finals, as we are in Season 5 of the Corsair Cup. Good frickin' stuff. But deep breaths as we conclude the stream today. This started late and ended early. That's actually not a good thing. A lot of 2-0s and scarce signups. I'm hoping to see better out of the next Corsair Cup, but admittedly this one was in the middle of a bunch of WCS qualifiers and ladder grinds, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the players were just kind of exhausted and didn't want to sign up today.
Yeah.
It's like when we cast like 7 days straight, sometimes it's nice to just have like a day off, play PUBG with Nate or whatever, decompress. But anyways, thank you guys for watching today. Big shout outs to the sponsors. They are the folks who make this happen. Without Corsair supplying the prize money every single month, these cups wouldn't happen. And if these cups never happened, Twitch would have never gotten involved and said, hey, let's spice this up and make a monthly finals. So again, it's always 3 weeklies, $100 each, up to a $400 month-end finals. It's a pretty big deal. Also, yo, this is sick. Psystorm Gaming acquires Xanster.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's awesome. I love Xanster. I love Xanster like a lot, actually. So that's a really awesome pickup. Hey, we got some on-the-nose news, though. Speaking of team pickups. Guys, we might be adding somebody to Team Looking for Team. BL might be getting a baby brother.
Aww.
Although I don't know if the stork could maybe lift this guy like an adult in a little cloth package. Things just like trying to like shove it. It's like, anyways, yeah, we actually are going to be doing a show match later this month to announce the player joining Team Looking for Team. So this is becoming now a 2-person team, I suppose. I shrug as I say that. I don't know. Again, it's just trying stuff, and to be honest, I don't want this to be a team. What I want to have happen is for other teams to see players doing well, to see that they are straight up looking for a team. And I've made clear to a lot of the teams I've reached out to, and actually had a couple reach out to us, players like Biol are totally available. Please recruit him. Please pay him more money than we can afford to pay him. That's the whole point of this team, is that we get some advertising eyes on these other guys who might not have the social media or the stream presence that we do. On the other hand, if we I was thinking about this, right? Not that this is the direction we're going at all, but just as like a shower thought, I was like, man, maybe we could like Alima League some salaries or something up. You know what I mean?
Alima, like Patreon.
Yeah. Well, I say Alima League because it really is. It's not that. So Patreon is like crowdfunding. I feel like Alima League is specifically like StarCraft passion funding, if that makes sense.
Mm.
That's how I would verb it, at least. Anyways, but yeah, that wraps it up for today. So again, affiliate links down below for Corsair. If you guys buy any of their gear, even if you don't see something that you want, like you're looking for RAM, you can still click the links down below and navigate to the RAM on the website. We'll get credit for the purchase, and trust me, guys, that goes a long way to helping us with our relationship with Corsair. We'll also be setting up a giveaway. We have a pair. I've finally got it. We have a pair of Void headsets, so we'll be doing a Gleam link later this week. With that, so that's that thing where just follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube, click all the boxes, and you're entered in to win. It's free. But I gotta go do payouts. Am I planning to stream PUBG later? Maybe. I've actually been having a lot of fun playing with Nate, but this night I might be busy doing stuff, work-related stuff. Feels bad, man. We also have to go get the Gameland qualifiers and stuff all up and running as well. So if you guys haven't seen, again, Team Liquid. $10,000, 8 players, Canada, this summer. It's unfortunately the same days as DreamHack Jönköping. There's no getting around that. And actually, I'll tell you guys a story before I disappear for today. Like, Zongrab and I had no plans for anything. She was going to go to Korea, and I was going to twiddle my thumbs and be bored while we just continued to do events. And this really great opportunity arose. And basically they said, hey, we want to bring games to this music festival, but we're kind of undecided, like, is StarCraft a thing? Should we go with another game? And I said, fuck that, go with StarCraft. It's the fucking best. And that sounds like I'm over-exaggerating, but that is actually, like, almost word for word what I said when I was given the opportunity here. So we actually had to fight against another game, which I won't say what, to get the spot. And when we did finally secure it, I was like, sweet, let's make this happen. So unfortunately, we had no control over the dates, as this was an event pre-planned that had nothing to do with esports or StarCraft, but we made it about esports in StarCraft. So we should be able to bring some really, really good stuff for that. But this is our last cast for a bit. We have a couple of days off, and then we're back with a double day on Sunday. So Sunday we'll start off bright and early 3 a.m. Pacific with the BTSL. After that, we're going to have the Gameland North American qualifiers at 5 p.m. And as I said earlier, I know that this is before the WCS North American qualifiers. But the problem is we need to have these players invited and sorted so we can get flights and accommodations set up ASAP. So again, folks who qualify for the NA qualifier might leave and go and do WCS because they win an invite spot over there. Masa might win the Gameline qualifier, but leave for WCS, and that's totally fine. As long as we have all of this stuff sorted ahead of time and that nothing's left to last minute, we're going to be good to go. There's some sponsors involved with this tournament. Again, they haven't been announced publicly yet, but there's some sponsors involved with this tournament that have worked with esports before, but there are some that have not touched it, and I want to make sure that they are not upset by like a no-show, completely unprofessional, ridiculous looking. You can't even get 8 players together. Why should we give you money? Like, we want to make sure these guys are happy with what they get or what they're paying for. So again, we're going to take every precaution to make sure all 8 players go. We'll even try and have a couple of backups if we can. But anyways, it's going to be a week of qualifiers. So it's going to be Gameland NA, Gameland EU, and then 2 wildcard qualifiers. Oh, plus the Unlimited League's in there somewhere. Somewhere. But that's the upcoming week of Base Trade TV. So we're going to have Friday and Saturday off, and then we're back for like 5 days in a row. So don't miss us too much, guys. Maybe we'll come back and stream some more 2v2s or something. I don't know. That was actually kind of fun yesterday. But regardless, we will be back on Sunday. So that's probably enough rambling for me. Zombie Grub, shout-outs before we take off?
Follow my Twitter at ZG Gaming, on Twitch, Zombie Grub, and YouTube, Zombie Grub. Look at the Amazon links down below. And that's it.
And of course, for me, Rift_Kings, follow the channel. You guys know our YouTube, but in case you don't, youtube.com/BaseTradeTV. However, once again, to slap this up on the stream, this shirt, get it while you can. It's a fantastic looking shirt. It fully embraces what is the chat of Base Trade TV. It's got all of our emotes in a very cool graffiti fashion. Please buy this shirt, guys. I think it looks fantastic, and I want to sell 50 of them. We're over the halfway point. I'm not scared that we won't, but I want to sell more if possible. I said this on my IRL stream. I'll say it here really quick too. Like, it's not about the money made from this. We paid an artist. We're probably not going to make the money back on this first set of sales. But if I see 50 shirts sell, that means people want them, which means I can start another campaign for them again later. The thing like the hoi 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 shirt and the other dumb memes, like those kind of sold a few, so it's like whatever, but wasn't worth bringing back. I really want to bring this one back. I want a reason and an excuse to bring this one back. So get on it while you guys can. Other than that, last but not least, reminder, the May 21st, that double day that we're coming back on Sunday, that's going to be the BitBoss loot day for that BlizzCon ticket. So be here for a chance to get your BlizzCon ticket. Bring your bits. But I think that's enough of enough. So take care. See you guys later. Have a good day, and bye-bye.
Bye.